Hello community, welcome to a 100% competition review of Dartmoor, the first one since Freelancer came out. So although I won't take Freelancer into the score, as it won't be fair to the previous maps I've ranked, I will talk about it in detail. Starting with the map, it's in the UK, so although it isn't raining, they made sure to make the environment as desaturated and depressed as they possibly could. It's very similar to Paris in terms of the way it's built. You have one tall building surrounded by a completely flat area. It's difficult to say which one is better because they're both excellent maps. Dartmoor is more scalable and maybe a little easier to traverse shoot only if that's your thing, on the inside at least. You can pretty much explore the entirety of the manor shoot only with very little worry, which just goes to show you how well it's designed. But also on the outside there's quite a few things going on, from the greenhouse to the burial grounds, and personally that's where I feel the map maybe struggles a little bit, because those areas can be very convoluted. You can get spotted from ridiculous places, and it's far harder trying to traverse around the greenhouse than it is inside the manor, which should tell you all you need to know. I am personally willing to look past that just for the greatness of the manor and still give it a 10 out of 10 because the manor is built very well for gameplay. But if we were to switch to Freelancer, it's a sad state of affair. They've added cameras in the worst possible places, pretty much handicapping you straight off the bat. And on showdowns, the manor is almost impossible to traverse, no matter what disguise you are wearing, since the lookouts can see right through it, and because of the manor's tight corridors, it can be extremely difficult to avoid them, almost impossible really. The camera evidence is located near the kitchen, so it's not the hardest place in the world to get to, but overall the Freelancer version of the map is far worse, so I would even go down to a 7 out of 10 if I would have to rate it off of Freelancer. Next up, we're off to the targets. In the main game, it's only Alexa Carwile that you need to worry about. There's a ton of ways to get her done, from shooting the chandelier to poisoning one of her drinks, shooting up the bird's nest, you can get her to the graveyard and snipe her, or push her in. There's a lot of things for you to do both suit only and through mission stories. I would say she's one of the better targets of the series. Tons of different assassinations available that can be done both suit only or otherwise. When it comes to the optional objectives, you can get through the safe in her office by typing 1975, and you'll get it, or by going after the butler, Mr. Fernsby, and Rebecca Carwile. Once you knock them out, they will drop half of a token each. Grabbing them will also complete the optional objectives. I would say even though there is only one target and one optional objective, they do give you enough variety to have some fun every time. It's a 9 out of 10 from me. Now we're off to the challenges, starting off with another death in the family. In order to do this challenge, it takes a couple of things. First of all, you need to get to the greenhouse. You're gonna need a wrench. The wrench, I believe, is right next to the fountain. It's outside. Grab it, enter the greenhouse, break in, lockpick it, whatever, and you need to fix the tools. And then after you fix the tools, you're gonna grab the emetic flower, and it's going to turn the emetic flower into poison when you run it through the tools. Then all you have to do is enter the manor, go where the sort of meeting area is, and poison the glass of whiskey. Now, when the meeting is called, the meeting can be called in a couple of different reasons. It can be called just as you wait, eventually it will be called, but if you want to speed it up, you can complete a mission story. The photographer mission story, the Undertaker mission story, they will all get the job done of then being, the meeting being called. But what's gonna happen is when the meeting is called, she's not gonna take a sip of it right away. But then as soon as the meeting ends, Emma will make her way to the greenhouse to try to basically create poison. So then when she goes in there, as long as you fix the tools, she will then do the same thing. She will create poison. Then she will make her way back and she will poison the glass of whiskey herself. However, at the same time, it is probably better to do it yourself because it's a little bit quicker. If you wait on her, it can take a little bit more time. But overall, after the meeting ends, Alexa Carwile will leave, and then when she comes back, she will immediately take a sip from it, and that's how you get the challenge. One for the ages. This is a mission story for the photographer. All you need is a fuse, and I believe a screwdriver, though you can use a pistol as well. The fuse is located in a small room, it's on the first floor, small room. You will find it there. It's a very, very simple mission story. I find this amusing. So for this one, it's chandelier kill. You can do it in the main office area. You can do it in the corridor. I believe you can also do it when she calls the meeting. There's one there as well. There's tons of these chandeliers all over the place. So any one of them will get the job done. It's a very simple challenge. Grave mistake. I believe this is the Undertaker mission story where you have to kick her in and then bury her in. I will get into a little bit more detail later on, but it's very simple. I mean, you literally just shoot the 3 crow nests, and then the Undertaker will call her there, or you can call her there if you're the Undertaker. And then she makes her way there. You shove her in, you kick her in, you bury her, and that's that. Mission story completed. Keep calm and aim. I have a video on this particular challenge, how to do it perfectly. Silent Assassin shoot only everything, so if you're interested, you can watch that video. It's one of my proudest videos, to be honest. It's very well executed. Sweet dreams. For this one, you just have to basically time it. If you're quick, you can do it. If you're really, really fast, I have a run as well for this one. If you're really, really fast, you can catch her easily in that room, shoot only, whatever. You can just run right in there and you can kill her very, very easily. So this is also a challenge that can be done. You can also wait for her to come back as well. You can use the cane to enter from the other side and then strangle her. Well, not strangle her, but sort of use the pillow to kill her. So that can work as well. And these, of course, are just the generic ones. To pen. So for this one, there's 2 tokens. Mr. Fernsby and Rebecca Carwell. Knock them out, they will drop the token, pick up the token, you get the challenge. Simple as that. It completes the optional objective. Find all the clues, mission story, this is just an exit. Magic is real. The unicorn, it's right outside where the greenhouse area is. Right where the greenhouse angle of the manor is. You'll find it on the stairs. You gotta break it and pick it up. Thornbridge Manor keys. So there's 5 in total. Mr. Fernsby has one of the keys. And then when you knock him out, take that key, go to his office, and then you'll find the master key. So that's 2 keys right there. Rebecca Carwell has a key, Gregory Carwell has a key, and Emma Carwell also has a key for the greenhouse. So that's in total the 5 keys that you need. So that's 3 Carwells, Mr. Fernsby and Mr. Fernsby's office. That's where you'll find the keys. This is just a shortcut. This is a disguise, reveal locations, shortcut. Dog's secret. So for this one, this is in Zachary's room. Basically for this thing, this is located on the 2nd floor. There's a security guard that is hooking up with a maid. Right next to them, there's a locked door that you can lockpick. They will not spot you. And inside of that room, you will find this cane. You can use that cane to then enter Zachary's room from the other side. There's a small little dongle. You can use it with the cane and you can enter the room. You can get both of these objectives very, very easily. Just a simple disguise, simple escape. The keys, I believe, are near the greenhouse. Again, a simple disguise. Hunting rifle, right next to Mr. Fernsby's office. On the 1st floor, you just break them. Easy shit, nothing to worry about. Simple exit on a motorcycle, simple disguise. And again, another exit. Now, for the feats, over here we have the case file on Arthur Edwards. I'm not sure if this is from the safe, but the safe, as I said, 1975. That is the password. It's on the top floor. Easy stuff. This already said, this is the couple I was talking about that they're hooking up. It's on the 2nd floor. You can basically snap them with a camera. It's simple stuff. Peeping 47, the easiest way to do this, go into Zachary's room and from there pull the book. And when you pull the book, you're gonna find this small room sort of in between. There's a peephole there. Just look through it. It's right on the stairs. And Alexa very quickly will make her way down and she will look. This is actually where this picture is taken from. And that's how you can take care of her. Very, very easy. Matter of justice. So when you solve the murder mystery, in order to get this challenge, you have to accuse Emma, because Emma is the real killer. Accuse her and you will get this challenge. Nothing as it seems. This is during the meeting. You just have to take a photo. You can do this with the 1st assassination, another death in the family. You can do it together with this one. Very easy. Elton will be proud. Just a simple reference, really, to Elton John. Nothing crazy, simple stuff. Mission story. For the newspaper, there's one, I believe, in the 2nd floor. You can find it very easily, but there's a couple of newspapers, I'm pretty sure, so nothing crazy. Pool ball, you'll find it next to this guy, nothing crazy. Mission story. A matter of guilt. So for this one, you need to say that it was basically a suicide, that he killed himself because of the guilt. And when you say that, she will then believe you and she will suicide herself. She will actually throw herself over the edge and you will get a kill from that, basically. It's an accident kill technically, but she will literally push herself, which is insane, but she does that. Mission story. This is simple, simple thing. It's very obvious. You just enter the lawyer's room and you have to check the laptop. Not too difficult. There's only 2 people inside of there. This happens during the meeting. When she calls the meeting, you just have to ring the bell. The bell is on the right side. It's in the room. You can't miss it. A matter of loyalty. So for this, you have to accuse Mr. Fernsby. And you have to say that he did it to protect her. And when you do that, that's how you will get this particular challenge. There's 3 in total. So the best way to do it is right before you accuse anybody, make a save, and then just reload the safe and you accuse all 3 different people. Say cheese. Again, this is a mission story. I already told you. All you need is a fuse. Grab the fuse from the small room on the first floor, put it in, job done. A private moment. This is part of her loop. She will go to basically sit with her brother Zachary, and when she does that, just snap a photo. It's part of her loop. You don't need to do anything. Just be in Zachary's room, and when she does that, snap a photo. Simple stuff. The Raven, you will need this for the Undertaker challenge. You just need to destroy the 3 nests. There's 3 in total. On I believe one tree has 2 of them, and another tree has only 1. It's right next to where the graveyard is. Just go there, you'll take care of it very easy. It's a family affair. This is just to unlock the hammer. Nothing crazy. It's very simple stuff, very obvious. You just run through it, no sound assassin, no nothing. You just get it done. And finally, Poison Ivy. You know, as I said, just fix the tools. As soon as you fix the tools and create the poison, you unlock the Poison Ivy challenge. It's part of the Death in the Family challenge. You will also unlock Poison Ivy as well as a bonus. So with that, we're done with the challenges. I believe they're pretty decent. I believe they deserve at least a 9 out of 10. They weren't overwhelmingly difficult. They weren't overwhelmingly time-taking. They were enjoyable. They were fun to do. I think overall we've seen much worse challenges in the past. 9 out of 10. They're pretty decent. And with lightning speed, we're gonna move on to the masteries. Starting with the lockpick MK3. It's, in my opinion, a pretty decent lockpick. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a regular lockpick. All the lockpicks are exactly the same. But this is probably the easiest lockpick you can unlock. It's only level 2. Very, very easy. You just have to play the map once. Literally, just get a good score once. You're gonna get this thing unlocked. It's very, very easy shit. Nothing to worry about necessarily. Short bowler. This is like a silver bowler. It's very similar. It has the exact same features. Suppressed with steady aim. Very good pistol. It all depends on style. It's all about, do you like this version more than the gold version? More than the floral version? If you do, pick it. It's a great pistol. It can work. It's perfect. It's perfect for whatever mission you want to take it on. It's absolutely a must unlock if you don't have it. Sedative Poison Vial. Freelancer or not. Actually, the short bowler is also great for Freelancer because it's legendary. Sedative Poison Vial. Sedative Poison Vial, if I gotta be brutally honest, Freelancer, it's not very useful. Regular Hitman, it's not very useful. Outside of maybe Whittleton Creek, where I tend to use it every now and again, it's a very niche, sort of rare item. And here's the thing, a lot of people misunderstood my video when I said like top 10 worst weapons or whatever. They misunderstood it. Listen, what in my opinion is a useful weapon is a weapon that you have a situation and you're like, hey, this weapon can help me in this situation. But not, hey, look at this weapon, what use can I find for it? Because this is what it is really. You look at this, when you have to literally pick a weapon and go, okay, what can I do with this weapon? Like specifically design a scenario just to make the weapon useful. That is a very clear indication that the weapon is not very useful. So, you know, that should tell you all you need to know. But yeah, Sedative Poison Vial completely out of meta. The Tranquilizer is much better. The Sedative Gum is much better, though not available in Freelancer. Overall, I would say it's good to have it, but, you know, it's not the end of the world either way. ICA Remote Audio Destruction. Now, I do not use these, ever. I pretty much always use coins or other stuff, but if you've ever seen this in-game, if you've ever tested it in-game, you know that this has one of the absolute worst sounds in the world. It is horrific. I don't know if I have an audio for it that I can play for you, but if I do, you're gonna hear it right about now. It is absolutely awful. It is horrific. It sounds disgusting. And also, it's no better than a coin in my opinion. I have never understood audio distractions. They've always worked sort of weird for me. They sometimes work, they sometimes don't. The results are kind of iffy. Never been my thing. I'm not an expert on them. I never use them for anything. If you're someone who loves them, who uses them, good for you, but not my cup of tea either way. Next up, Kirky Knife. This is your generic melee weapon, just like a regular knife, a regular anything, any lethal melee. Even in my opinion, a screwdriver would be much better because it actually does things with it, but the Kirky Knife, nothing wrong with it necessarily, just nothing great about it either. Just your regular lethal melee, nothing else to say really. Proximity Explosive Duck. Make no mistake about it, proximity explosives are never preferred. Remote explosive is always better, even though Freelancer has a challenge that wants you to do proximity stuff. It's only 10, so it's not that much. And also, I don't believe this duck is in Freelancer, if I gotta be honest. I don't think that it is. But either way, in my personal opinion, probably not the most useful thing in the world. Some people can find uses for it, maybe create traps with seekers in the bathroom, they can have it or something. But, you know, as I said, it's niche. If you're very good at this type of thing, if you are a master of explosions, you can find a use for it. For me and for most Hitman players, I don't think this is gonna change your game anyway. Walking cane. So this is not very useful if I gotta be completely honest. So where you would want to use this thing is you would want to use it on the top floor to basically enter the secret room where Alexa Carwell isolates herself. The problem is there is no agency pickup anywhere near the top floor. You cannot sort of get this weapon to pick it up anywhere near the top floor. You have to pick it up from like the second floor or something like that, which pretty much destroys its use, because if you're on the second floor, you might as well just get the weapon from there. You don't have to bring it with you. Overall, the walking cane is basically a worse version of the greed cane. At least with that cane, you get coins, but even then, you can't hide that cane, you can't holster it in any way. So overall, about as unoptimal as you can go as far as a weapon. There's no benefits to bringing it, for at least in my opinion. There's really no reason to have this weapon, so again, very, very piss poor. Then we get to the suit. I think this is a good suit. I think it's a pretty decent suit. I'm not a, you know, crazy expert when it comes to British style, but I think this is pretty good. I think it fits the marquee of what a British coat would look like, I guess. I think it's pretty decent overall. I think it looks good. Should you wear it outside of Dartmoor? I think, you know, it looks fine for any map. It's a fine coat, it's a fine looking suit. There's nothing wrong with it necessarily. I think it's, for what it is, I think it's pretty decent, and that's about where I'll leave it. And finally, we have the Bartoli Woodsman hunting rifle. This hunting rifle has nothing. It has no zoom on the scope, it has no slowdown feature, obviously no suppressor. What it does have is an exceptional fire rate. It has an extremely quick fire rate. It is very, very good at that. It's also pretty accurate as well from my personal testing. But overall, there is never a reason to pick this up over any other sniper. I would not recommend you to do that. I would say you're much better off just taking a Leviathan, a Ghost, or anything, because this has nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Unless you just plan to shoot up the whole map, which this thing will be actually good for, because as I said, exceptional fire rate, very, very strong fire rate. Outside of that, however, no real uses at all. And overall, as I'm sort of glancing at everything, looking through all these gadgets, I think the best score I can give it, just for the short bowler, the easy lockpick, you know, sedative poison I guess can be useful for certain things, and the suit, I would give it like a 4 out of 10. I mean, that's like the best I can give it. There's no way I can give it anything more than a 4 out of 10. There's no shot. It's as close as I can come to a decent score is a 4 out of 10 for this particular mastery unlocks, if you will. So yeah, 4 out of 10, that's it. And finally, we're off to stability. As always, it's impossible to know how stable a map is from a single experience. But looking around the net, I wasn't able to find anything too egregious. However, from personal experience, there can be issues when it comes to bodies that are hidden in the water being found. I remember a while back for both Dartmoor and Bangkok, I would shoot somebody into the water, everything would be fine, and then 30 seconds later, someone would spot it. It can be extremely frustrating to deal with, so I can't give it anything more than a 9 out of 10. So now, we combine all of the numbers together, and we end up with a 4.1 out of 5.
Good morning, Glenn!
With that, we've come to the end of this review, but before you leave, I'm gonna need you to grab yourself a big, thick German sausage and get yourself rejected by the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna, because the next time we see each other, we will be invading Germany for a 100% competition review of Berlin. Until that day comes, however, make sure to press the like button, subscribe for more content if you haven't already, and above anything else, thank you very much for watching.